Kentucky. We are in the kitchen with Miss Allison Davis. We've been working on soups this week. We've had French onion, we've had butternut squash soup, we've had all kinds of wonderful, wonderful soups.
Well, thank you.
What's the last one? I hate to have the last one of the week because I've loved it so much.
Actually, I did save the best for last because
cool.
This is one of my absolute favorite soups. I think I've had this before. You may have seen this before. This is one of those that as soon as these flavors come together, it's ready. It doesn't have to like sit and simmer and cook for days to build. It's just the combination of the flavors. And this is a Thai coconut chicken soup. Oh, yeah. So I love bringing in some of those Asian flavors and some spice and some other, you know, herbs or spices like ginger and lemongrass. So this is just one of those that it's all, again, all in one pot. All the flavors build together, and it's just so good. So we're starting off with some onions in the bottom of our pan. Yep. And this is just, you know, onions cut on the ends, and I just cut them in slices. And then we're adding to this some bell peppers. I've got the red and yellow bell peppers. Really just going to bring some nice color into this and some sweetness along with the heat.
And you used coconut. Did you have coconut oil in?
I did use some coconut oil because we're using the coconut milk, and that would just help build. And it's a wonderful fat, and I love to cook with it, and I love to sear with it as well.
I can smell it. It smells really good.
So yeah, I mean, we're just really just going to keep building on this. So we're going to add some garlic, and we're just going to start softening that up. I've got some green onions that we'll add as well for another pop of color. And then I'm going to save some for the garnish to go on top. The other key ingredient with this one is we're going to add some mushrooms. And mushrooms not only are going to add flavor, they're going to be a great meaty protein in that, or, you know, almost give you that meaty sensation.
Right, right.
And then you also are going to get this umami factor coming from the mushrooms. Yeah. And when I say umami, it's just this rounded flavor that really you can't put your finger on, except that it just builds and plays on all those taste buds.
Now, what kind of mushrooms were these?
Those are portobellos, but you could use button mushrooms or even shiitakes would be good.
Oh, okay.
Just keep in mind if you're using shiitakes, I always will remove the stems because those are more woody and just have like more of a texture difference than the tops of the mushrooms.
Gotcha.
All right, so you're working that nicely, and that's just going to keep simmering. So we've got a couple of things that we're going to keep adding into this. We've got some chicken stock here, which is going to be our broth. And then we've got some coconut milk ready to go. But the heat that we're going to add into this is some red chili paste. Sambal is one of my favorites.
You don't need a lot of that, do you?
No, no, a little bit's going to go a long way, but a little bit of that red chili paste is just going to bring the heat, that spice, and then from here we're going to just continue to add and build on these like Thai ingredients. I've had a customer come in and he's like, I don't think this sounds very good. I was like, you have to trust me here. When you have fish sauce is used in Thai cooking, and it's another one of those umami ingredients. Yeah. And it just kind of brings all these flavors together.
Can't really put your finger on it, but
it
adds everything to it.
It's the umami factor. Yeah. So we're going to add a little bit of fish sauce in there. And then now we're going to add a couple of our aromatics. You could get lemongrass, but I found this at the fresh herb section in the grocery store. Yeah. And I have to say, when I'm working with lemongrass, this is sometimes my #1 cheat because lemongrass is small and it's hard to, you know, kind of work with sometimes. So I just do a little bit of that lemongrass paste to bring that in, and you're done. And this is fresh lemongrass. It's just already in a paste form.
I love that stuff. I have the ginger and
So I actually do have some fresh ginger, and the ginger also is going to bring a little bit of heat and spice. So you don't need too much, but we can just grate a little bit of that ginger root, and right in there it goes. And then we've got our chicken.
Yum.
You can just see how it's building, right? So everything. Oh, there's the doorbell. All right, so we're going to add our coconut milk. And the coconut milk is the sweetness that's really going to balance with the heat of the chili paste. Okay. All right, and then we've got a bit of our chicken broth in there. And then the last thing will be letting this just kind of all come together We'll taste it, readjust with some salt and pepper if we need
Yeah.
to. And then the final thing is just adding some of that fresh cilantro
Oh, yeah.
and garnishing again with some fresh lime juice.
Yum. Oh, it smells so good. For this recipe and many other recipes, head over to our website at WTVQ.com/Midday Kentucky, or you can head over to Allison's website at wildtimecooking.com, or you can find her on Instagram too.
At Chef Allison Davis.
And we'll be right back right after this short break.